Is live. I can't see any um, um, posts in the live chat. Maybe if I press this. Okay, nobody's posting in the chat. If you post in the chat, I'll be more interesting. I can respond to what you say. I don't want it to be completely about myself. What should I say? On what subject? I could ask you again to join my Telegram group. Oh, hello, two people watching now. Nobody's posting in the chat. 3 people watching now. I feel now almost obliged to say something meaningful, and I'm struggling to think of something to say that is, in fact, meaningful. Just give me a word, a topic, and I'll try to say something. 3 people watching. You have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. It's becoming 2 people now. And eventually, there'll be no people. All right then, off I go. Oh, hello, Tiffany. Let me see. It's a bit different on my phone, and now the posts have gone. I was busy on Telegram today. I think the discussions have been quite interesting from a different person, from a different part of the world. And the world is at 6s and 7s, and wouldn't it be nice to know that we are being governed by the best people? But unfortunately, we feel it's the other way round. And I think it does look pretty hopeless. But there is this thing in Buddhism that I remember, well, it's almost unforgettable because it says right thought, right speech, right action, and it's easy to remember, and it's, well, kind of right wing in a way, isn't it? And so it means that the best and most effective form of action is based on speech that is based on thought, that is based on truth, whose action is based on logic but constrained by morality. And that must be the best way of guiding our action. So the only difficult thing is which moral system to follow. And, well, we have the no-hide laws. I suppose I could talk about anti-Semitism, which is a recurring topic. And I don't think people who feel like that are evil. It's, I don't know, maybe it's just some people react in one way, and I don't know, it's like litmus paper, I suppose. Alkaline and what's the other one? Alkaline and acid. So some people react like that, and I try to explain how things could be seen another way. But yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday, I was talking to this Irishman who said, I don't know, I mean, look, I was just saying, look, the media, the liberal media, what do you call the liberal media? It's really the media controlled by the CIA. And if America has a global empire, then of course it would have global media and global, to effect global government. And for this to be done, it would have to use the CIA. And this seems to me the most obvious narrative. But some people prefer to blame Jews. And I found that extraordinary because, global government is nothing new. It's always been an aspiration for anyone who ever wanted to dominate the world. And America can, just because of its geography, the fact that it has control of both the eastern and western seaboard, and it has a navy, and so having a global empire means that you would have global government. And I suppose previously only Americans benefited, and they didn't have to put up with the immigration that other people had to. But this time it's different, and empires are multicultural, and the bigger your empire, the more likely, the more inevitably you will be, in a way, marginalized. The original people will be marginalized. If you think of the Romans, when really originally the Romans, they were based in Rome, and then they became most of Italy. But you can imagine if you were the Roman Empire and your empire extended through the known world, as it was then called, then the original people would be, quite small, quite few. And I think this is exactly what's happened. And perhaps it'll make things better if you understood how these things are, without necessarily blaming anyone, but just understanding how these things happen, and how corrections can be made. And it all begins with doing the right thing, after saying the right thing, after thinking the right thought, and not denying things that you don't want to be true or think you can ignore. And that's really what I'm trying to say, that we have no choice but to be optimistic. Because if we weren't, then we wouldn't bother. We wouldn't bother at all, because if we were pessimists, we would think, in the long run, we are all dead, so why bother doing anything? Everything's going to turn to shit, so why bother flushing the toilet? That sort of thing. And somehow we have to flick on the switch of positivity in our minds, just to make our existence more meaningful, more pleasurable, and less gloomy. And I think that's all I can manage at the moment. Thank you all for listening. turn the thing off now.